Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. I'm going to be talking about how YTV right now, as of the current situation, it's not how it used to be, and I feel like it's going downhill. As you can tell, there's a petition going on. For those who wanted the nostalgic, more exciting part of YTV, you have to be someone born in the 80s, 90s, possibly mid to late 90s to actually know the full extent of how YTV was at its prime. And looking at the current shows, if I were to show you the current shows, but that won't be till later, you know it's going downhill from there. And like at this point, they're gonna have to make some sort of change. They're gonna have to make some sort of development, because if not, they're gonna be canceled. As you can tell, that's why there's a petition going on. So, because when I was a kid, this is what actually started my channel, because of the ideas I got from this channel, the amount of anime, the amount of action, the amount of just the huge climax, just you didn't know what to expect from the show. There are times where just while watching these shows, even after like commercial, sorry about my throat, you guys, there was a huge build up after the commercial. So even though I did not like waiting during the commercial, there was a huge build up after. And I think as a kid, maybe that's how I thought, maybe that's what made the show exciting. But commercials nowadays are just a waste of time. So in this current era, yes, like there's no time for commercials. So, but let me show you a prime example of what made YTV at its prime. As you can tell, let's go to Bionics. Here's one of the programs on YTV that showcased a lot of anime: Inuyasha, Gundam Seed, Case Closed, Shadow Raiders, Beasties, Samurai Jack. I was very surprised. I didn't realize at the time. And I'm gonna also conclude on these are the amount of good anime. And Dragon Ball Z, they also did Pokemon as well, but if I recall, like they did that on a late night at around for Dragon Ball Z. Did they would host it around 8 p.m., 8 9 p.m. Pokemon, they would host it somewhere like in the mid afternoon. But I'm not kidding. Like when I was a kid, just watching the shows, I didn't want not. I there was no reason for me to change channel. I had anybody who would change YTV who would change the channel. No, I would put it back because it just I could not lay my eyes off of that channel. There's some things I could not miss because by missing a few parts, I felt that I was behind in the show. So you want to watch like every single scene. But especially in the middle of school, like it was very distracting. Now you have easy access, but watching on television, those were the moments like you enjoyed it. So rather than watching it on the computer, yeah, you'll still be into if you haven't seen an episode or if you haven't seen the show, you can also just stream on your computer. But it was like I said, it was the build up that made it more exciting. But I can assure you now, it's going downhill because like they don't like how I know because they're not hosting anime like they used to. Like you had Sonic X, you had a lot of popular anime that YTV used to host. Sailor Moon, Hamtaro, Digimon, obviously Bleach, Naruto, like I said, Naruto, One Piece. That was the 4 Kids version. Full Metal Alchemist, like you saw right there, Battle Beat 'em on, Beyblade, the original series. Eh, how can you Yu-Gi-Oh? How can you not like this channel when you were younger? Especially if you were born in the 90s. There was so much exciting content during that time. Like you could not keep your eyes off it. Even Reboot. And that was made in the early 90s. And that would keep that would keep us out of our seats too because of how much the amount of buildup that was going on. And that you didn't know what because at the time, yes, when you're young, we didn't know about plot armor. We didn't even know that was a thing. But at the time, anything could have happened because we were kids, we were young, we weren't too sure. But now that we've grown more mature, we realize that at the end of the day, the good guys are always going to win at the end. So, but whoever might die, they obviously happen not to be the protagonist, or this the end of their story. So, And let me go back to the Zone as a prime example. Yeah, a lot of good shows. Danny Phantom, a lot of great Nickelodeon shows. SpongeBob SquarePants. I remember those reruns. What they did with SpongeBob SquarePants, Fairly Odd Parents. Those are actually the most likable shows. But Fairly Odd Parents was okay. It wasn't that great. I feel they were just trying too hard, honestly. But you can see the amount of shows. Even Avatar, that was a good show. They mainly had reruns for like I said, Jimmy Neutron, SpongeBob SquarePants, because apparently those shows, I don't know, maybe they had the most amount of like supporters. I apologize about my theory, guys. But it does not mean I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna continue showing you the list. Like I said, how can you not like this list? Even Jackie Chan Adventures, just overall, just exciting. Just reading, even this is the proof right here. Who would not want to watch this back then? Who would want to not go back in time and just watch it? Whether they had reruns, who would not want to go back and watch these shows during their childhood? Or for those who haven't seen the YTV at its prime, I'm pretty sure you guys would hope I'm sure you guys hope you were there to actually witness it. So, but again, pretty much what killed off, I think, is because they don't have the money, the funds to cover for YTV. Yeah, I understand they're hosting like 2 programs, and it was pretty much dying down. But I feel like there was a huge amount of funds, and then we had like hosts like Sugar Baby, Carlos. Those are the very popular like hosts on the Zone. My sister's favorite happened to be because I'm sure he's still. I can assure you now he's still hosting other television shows, other programs. So I won't say show. Sorry, my bad. He's hosting other programs after leaving YTV. So of course, no, you can't expect someone to be there forever. So especially once you get old, like um, they're not going to need you because they need someone younger to fill the role of YTV in order to make it in order to encourage the younger audience. So this is what this channel was made for. It still is though, but look at the amount of shows they have right now. It's completely small, like barely anything at all. Hard, like it is definitely dying. Like wow. Of course, nobody's watching television. I can understand why they're not. And again, nobody's watching television. But looking at this list, this is just sad. Like I'm sure this is going on for other television channels. This is going on for a lot of these channels though. But looking at this is just poor result of like not being able to cover the funds. I can assure you guys. But and I'm being honest though, I really did miss the old YTV. When I was a kid, I was addicted, like no joke. And that's how I got my idea in actually building my channel in the first place. I just didn't realize it till later. But overall, like I wish, like obviously, of course, no one's gonna really use cable, but if people did. If you're gonna pay for cable, just pay for this channel. But even though you don't want to wait for commercials, just stream it for it. Your choice. Just stream the show, whatever anime you want, whatever show you want. Again, they did have a lot of reruns, so if you missed something, you can always rewatch them. But this was my childhood, though. Like there's the thing. There are things that I can't like criticize. Like when I was a kid, it helped me grow into the person that I am today. Even though it seems childish, you may think it's immature for an adult to be influenced by anime or YTV or by a TV show. But also think of the build up. Think of what I've accomplished, what I managed to do on my own because of how I was influenced by this channel. How I was influenced by this channel really helped. So, and again, I already said enough, you guys. Hope you enjoy the video. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.